Anyway, hi, it's me, Jupi, editor of Pain Hub. What's good? Summertime. I keep remembering that this is probably just a result of being less depressed, but I'm like, oh, summer's actually not that bad. But it's also just been mostly pretty mild here in the city. Um, like there was one heat wave week that I'm sure some of you either heard about and or experienced with me that was like grueling, awful as it always is. I almost caved and bought an AC. I have a thing about whenever I live up north anywhere, as somebody from the south, that I just can't bring myself to buy an AC because it's gonna be hot for like a week, and then it's gonna be like 80s the rest of the summer. In Georgia or anywhere else in the south, you need an AC. It's not optional. So like the fact that like buildings here don't like an AC is not central AC, I should say, is not a given is like very different for me. Okay. Anyway, I was not here to talk about. I didn't log on to talk about the weather. Believe it or not, I am giving a public update because I've been recording updates for myself on my phone, but a public update about a little experiment I've been running in my life. And this experiment had to do with putting down that damn phone because I just noticed like how much my eyes hurt and like how zingy my brain was all the time and just not feeling the way I want to feel. And you know, you, when you're feeling when you're not feeling the way you want to, you have to figure out what you can do for yourself to change that. So I did. And it's something that I had already been thinking about for a while. And it's this. It's a dumb phone. I love it. It's great. It has cute little ducks that my partner gave me on the back, duck stickers, and then they have like their own duck sticker that comes with it. Oh, and you saw that sticker on the back. Anyway, this was not a video about stickers either. I don't think it takes much explaining to understand why I would want to do something like switch to a flip phone. I also know that a lot of people are, well, no, let me not get to that yet. I don't like, I genuinely am just so tired of like my short term memory being so bad, especially as somebody who speaks and thinks for a living. Part of it is just because I'm neurodivergent and like my brain just splinters off in so many given directions and sometimes I don't know which way to go. Like how earlier I almost, like literally just a second ago, I almost started a second thought. And if I had, I would have been completely like derailed from what I was saying by myself, which sucks. I feel like people are like, you don't even have to derail GP, they will derail themselves, which is what it is, and I'm not going to call it a weakness. It just is what it is. But yeah, my brain feels so like literally glitchy, like glitchy bad. And there's just so much more time and attention I could be giving to other things that I actually value and care about. Like, it came down to being a question of like, is Instagram what I value? Is this what I want to be doing all day with my time? Is just scrolling through Instagram and looking at other people's finished products instead of just putting that same effort into mine and seeing like what that like extra oomph does to my projects. That being said, the real qualm in my project life right now is more so that like building a team and like finding your circle of people and like your network of what you really want to do is hard, and it's not hard just because people can be awful. It's also hard because like I am just now getting to a point where I have a really narrow focus on what I want to provide to greater society and the ways in which I feel powerful and the ways I know that I know what I'm doing and can do the most good. As corny as that sounds, I do believe there's like a light and dark army. I won't make it religious, but some people just got demons in them. Like we all have demons, but some people work for theirs. You know what I mean? And if you don't, I pray you never find out. Because it's not fun to deal with people like that. But that's another thing I've been learning in this time is like being more discerning about who's in my life and who sees my content and stuff like that, especially now that Substack has this really ridiculous AI scanning feature that I'm really not appreciating. It's also just another reason for me to do mostly podcasts on Substack and like publish my text somewhere else. Like, I'm not saying there will never be text posts on here again, but they're probably going to be like project related. Like, it's going to be a newsletter for real. It's not going to be just like me posting creative writing because, like, as I've said before, if you didn't catch it, I'll say it again. I have other places to put that now. Like, this isn't just like the only place for me to put my writing. God bless. And that's really exciting for me because I knew off rip that that's not how it was going to be forever. Like, I started PaintHub as a portfolio, but I knew that it was not going to remain as such. And it hasn't. So back to the dumb phone thing. I think the first time I thought about dumbing down and like reducing my like supercomputer usage was last year, maybe in November, and really several times before that. Like, it's kind of been an ambient thought for a long time. And then this most recent time when I went looking at for a flip phone to buy, they're expensive as fuck. They're like $60. And that's not even including the service. I was like, wait, what? Like, what's going on? The flip phone should be like $20. And then whatchamacallit, I was gonna buy this one off the website that shall not be named. And sorry. And I was like, let me pause. Like, something gave me the inkling to just like pause and think for a second or like let some time pass. And then I think the next day or the day after that, I found dumb.co, their website, and like Dumb Wireless's website and their different offerings, because bitch, I'm not buying one of these $400 fancy dumb phones. Like, that's just, they look like such a flex. They're so hipstery and weird. I'm like, bitch, I just want to be a person. Like, please. Like, they're really cool. Like, seriously, they're really cool. And I love e-ink. I love the look of e-ink. But it just feels a little like, it just feels like overkill. I don't know. And maybe when I'm grown and sexy and really invested in it, I'll be like, no, I don't want my little flip phone. I want to have fancy e-ink screen. But like, e-ink can be really, like, I have an e-ink e-reader, and it's, you know, it can be a little finicky sometimes, and like hard to fix. Anyway, this is super cheap. So this is $20, as it fucking should be. It's a little tiny piece of plastic and a cell battery put together with, yeah, anyway. It does literally everything you need it to do. So I'm not superhuman. I can't get around without navigation. Oops. Yeah, technology definitely got that on lock for me. So that was definitely a big concern. Listening to music was a concern. Both of those were resolved with this phone. It has Spotify and Apple Music, and you can upload music onto it, which I have music I want to upload onto it, but I can't figure out exactly how. Like, Macs are always weird with attaching, oh my God, other tech or whatever. Like, whenever you're trying to upload something onto something, somebody who's more technologically savvy is like yelling at me like, this is the word that you're looking for. But I'm not going to find it. Sorry. Moving on. It also has Signal. It has dumb text, which is like the phone number that's on your dumb phone using MMS or SMS, text messaging to numbers. And then there's Smart Text, which is the texting service that syncs with your iMessage on your phone. As long as you keep your phone like charged and on, then you'll receive your iMessages as well. I already said it has music. What else? I'm acting like it's not sitting right here. Because now I can show my phone to a screen and not be like freaked out about it. Also, you can like barely see it anyway. But it also has two-factor authentication, so you're not like worried about that and like, oh, how am I going to sign into anything? You still can. It also has Microsoft Authenticator, if that's your thing. It has a calculator, a calendar, which is like grueling to use. I will continue to use Google Maps, and I think I'm just gonna get like a paper little like agenda thing. Your call history, regular phone shit. It has a shitty little camera that I love. your timer and your alarms and stuff. It also makes cute clunky sounds. I told you about the text, the file manager. It has a little free up space thing. I like that. I think that's cool. It has both Google Maps, as I call them, Google Maps, and but also has OpenStreet now, which I love because OpenStreet is open source and a lot more private. It's just maps, you know what I mean? You can also search for and download podcasts. You already know. You already know what I got linked up. Don't pay attention to the spicy ASMR roleplay. Pay attention to the fact that's pain up right there. I don't listen to these like for real though, but also I do fall asleep to them sometimes. It is what it is. Also shouting out Why Won't You Date Me, Nicole Byers podcast. If you're late to that fucking train, get on. But yeah, it also records things. That was really important for me. It's a shitty little recorder. It really is not good at all. Except for in the sense that it does provide that kind of nostalgic, like phone sounding, like tingy sounding voice situation, which is pretty cool. And I've been recording like day by day. This is day 3. This is full day 3 of doing this. And it's been cool. There's also a social media, whatchamacallit, called Quack. You can only send 3 quacks a day. And they have to be 140 characters or less, and they expire after 24 hours. It has been cool. Today, somebody's fucking... They're getting in political arguments now. I personally used my last quack of the day to say, can this not be Reddit, please? Like, it started out on serious. Now, all of a sudden, it's all serious. We're arguing with strangers. What's really going on? Like, it's just not making sense. It has Snake. It's the like only game you can play. Because if you just like need to be tic-tapping on your phone, you can. It has weather. It has Uber. I feel like I'm, not understandably. It's not understandable why I'm so excited about the weather app. Okay, I'm excited about the weather app because I used to Google weather every day to figure out the weather before I went outside. And my partner asked me a question that you are probably also asking, viewer, which was that, why didn't you just have the app on your smartphone? To which I would say, I just hate the Apple weather app. I don't try to make it make sense. It fucking doesn't. I'm not trying to make it make sense. I'm just being honest. So I would Google weather every day. I would Google. And now I can just be like, oop. And then it's right here and it's accurate. It says that it's overcast every day, even when it's perfectly sunny. And then it even has the sunny thing. So she's a little bit confused, but so am I. That's okay. It has WhatsApp. Yeah. That's pretty good. That one's not that good. I'm having too much fun. Okay, anyway, I feel so sane. It's literally day 3, and I feel like I have regained so much life. I literally am like, damn, I haven't felt this present since like before COVID. So, and yeah, honestly, before 2021, because even 2021, actually, no, that's not true. I was super online. That was when the partying started. So that was when it began being like way too online, like immovably online. But yes, it's summer in New York. We're having a good time. My studio is like right by the street. So I think that's kind of part of the reason it's fun to film stuff in here for a pain hub and for like my purposes. But when I'm trying to do stuff like for others, recording feels so impossible. I'm like, and I'm definitely not saying anything any other like content creator, what have you, hasn't said. But my greater take on this whole dumb phone thing is that I hope it's not just a trend. I hope people like radically change the ways in which they interact with their technology. And I hate to be like, wake up, because people hate to hear that. But it's like, stand up. Like I was thinking the other day, it's like people just like need to grow the balls to stand up for themselves against the government. And I find that particularly in these like New England, like duty to retreat states, people are just like, I don't want to say just pussy or like cowards. That's definitely a part of it. Cowardice is definitely a part of it. But they've just surrendered to the states, which is so sad to me. Like there's just such a lifelessness to people in New England, especially people of color, honestly. It's like they just don't see they don't see anything outside of New York City. And like, I guess that would be really depressing. Like that would be really sad. But what do I know? I am just a country critter. Went to the park. It was beautiful. People have their cheeks out on the lawn, which is funny as fuck. Sat down by a tree to just read my fucking book. Of course, some crusty ass dude, because this always fucking happens to me for some reason. I'll lay out, it's always at a park or something, or like the beach, which is also a park. I'll lay out my towel. It's always when I'm alone. I'll lay out my towel or whatever. I'll sit down. One of the crustiest dudes you've ever seen in your life proceeds to just sit next to me. I've had this happen to me like 3 times within a recent memory. Like, it's so uncomfortable, but then it's also like you can't just sit there and act like it's not happening. You do have to like do something, and something has just moved. Because this dude immediately came and sat next to me and then took off his shoes, showing his crusty ass feet, and then started smoking something that smelled gross. It didn't smell like a Black and Mild or a cigarette or weed. I don't know what that nigga was smoking, but I didn't want any parts, so I got up and left and moved to another tree. No peace, no justice, no peace. Ugh, my God. I don't know why this shit always happens to me. Well, it's literally not. It doesn't happen that often. It's just gross when it does. And I've always had a thing since I was like a kid of why do the ugliest dudes have like the nerve to like even sit next to me at all? It's very, very strange. But I'm sure I'm not the only person that experiences that. It's like I think there's just ugly dudes in general though. They're just like really bold. And hot ones are too, in their own disgusting way. But it's like they know they're crusty, and they're just hoping that you're too polite to get up just because they're crusty. And I used to be like that, and now I'm like, bitch, I do not care. Like, you smell bad, and you're being weird. So, because I know when I'm being watched, I know when I'm being followed. I have situational awareness. Like, I'm not dumb. That's the other thing. They always hope that you're just like stupid and polite. I'm just like, no. This nigga has toes out next to me. I don't even want to be seen next to this dude, honestly. Like, I kind of am above. I'm above it. Sorry. Because it's like, it's just weird. It feels like some weird, like, energy suck. Like, it feels leechy. And I'm also just trying to mind my business. Because it's always right after I sit down. Which is also like, okay, so you're watching me. That's a big hell no. I also think just, like, men think that they can just surveil, like, single women. Because, like, the dude across the street from me right here, he has a writing desk right there, too, in the same window. Right across from my writing desk. And I was sitting in here earlier in one of my writing groups. And, of course, now this dude is also sitting with his laptop. And he's never sitting there, mind you. Like, when my desk was over there and like nobody could see me, I would never see him sitting at this desk for real at all. Now it's a contest of who's boss, because I'm, I can't even explain it. I can't explain it. Everybody's gonna be like, you're making this up. I'm not. I promise I'm not making this up. And I feel like that's the plight of like the social scientist, or like people, somebody who just really understands people and like how people work. You can't really explain it to people who don't. Like, if that's not necessarily like your experience of the world, it's really hard to be like, no, people are like that. I view everything through such like a psychological, sociological, anthropological lens that it's hard for me to zoom in enough to be able to explain to other people what I'm trying to say, or what I am saying. All that to say, you should really try like bricking your phone, or honestly try just not being accessible for 3 days. It's pretty fun. Remember the stuff that you like to do, like, and go do them and nourish those hobbies, because that's what makes you you, not anything else, not what you own, not anything you could buy really, but the things that you do definitely make you who you are. So if I'm a writer and a thinker, right, that's what I need to be doing. So if I'm a speaker, that's what I need to be doing. Hi. What you do every day is who you are. I know we hate to hear that. I fucking hate hearing that because I love laying down. But if I lay down every fucking day, then I'm gonna die. Low key. Like, if I laid down every day and that's what I prioritized over anything else, I would die. So I mean, at that point, it's just like, jump off a bridge. It'll be faster. You know what I mean? And that's not something I'm interested in doing. So now, every day, I really do try my best to not just get stuff done, but live my life according to my values, regardless of what I'm getting done. Am I living life the way I want to be living it? And staring at my screen all day and then not being able to socialize just because I've been so locked in online all the time is not how I want to live. I release myself, and I suggest all of you do the same. Anyone who's listening to this, just try it. Because, like, I know, dude, that's the other thing. Like, usually I get that day 3 itch for any drug. I actually haven't had the itch to pick up my cell phone at all, or my smartphone at all. I've, like, looked at this a little bit too many times. Like, I have the ringer on. I don't need to check it, but, like, I still will. I'll turn it up just in case, whatever. But it's like, I don't. Like, even when you don't have any, you probably can't see it, but it says, none, you're free, when you don't have any notifications. And that's really how you have to see it. And I appreciate that as basically being a built-in affirmation in the phone of like, you're free. You don't have to give all your attention to this meat grinder anymore. You don't need to know what's going on in the world every single day. Every single day, not really. But even if you were going to do that, watch PBS NewsHour at 6 p.m. You know what I mean? Like, pick a show and watch it. Don't watch 8 different content creators give different spins on the same information. That's a lot. That's doing a lot to your brain. Instead of doing that, okay, we could pick a source, research that source, decide why that source is trustworthy, peer review that information, and then stick with it. Then you can just stick with it for a longer time. Otherwise, you're always going to be like searching. And that's how these tech companies and social media companies and broadcast media companies, that's how they make their money. It's like, it is so sticky. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get unstuck, and you have to do that. It's not gonna release you. If Zuck can have you glued to Instagram every second of your life, he would. And that's the goal. You know, get off the slot machine. It's time to pass, go, and collect $200. All right. Astrologically, I don't have the transits right now in front of me to be like, this is why this, but I've been saying this since last year, that once Saturn went into Aries, that was going to be a completely new set of leaders that are basically being bred as the ones who are really little right now are going to be the leaders after us, but then also us as people who are like over 25, like 25 to like 32, we're the new like bosses. So it's like, act like it, you know what I mean? And that's also like why I'm so hell-bent on addressing this like arrested development issue in the arts is like, we're the leaders now, we're the aunties and uncles now, we're the professors now. It's not, nobody's gonna like tap us in. Like you have to just go. And that's for me too. Happy Leo season. I'm so glad there's fire back in the sky. Cancer season always has me like so I'm really happy to be in silly, goofy Leo season. Teehee. Literal clowning. I keep on thinking I want to go do open mics again, but then I'm like, open mics ain't really brought me much. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, well, Brooklyn Poets open mics are good, so I guess I'll just stick with those. Anyway, at this point, I'm just thinking out loud. I should end this video, podcast, whatever the fuck. Consider the thoughts. Subscribe if this is your first time being here. If you're like, have seen a few posts and you're like, I don't know, do I want to? You do. Click it. I do have project updates, but they're so messy. I already sent a project update thing out the other day. So definitely have some fun project updates to give y'all soon. But and hopefully more good news. We'll see. Hopefully like August, September, I have more good news to give. But bye. I'll see you later.